Hello everyone, and welcome to the Red Door Yoga Mini Sutra series online. Today I wanted to talk about the real and the unreal. Now, in yoga we refer to the real, and I usually would write that with a capital R. The real is that which does not change. That is the essential essence of what you and everything else is. The unreal is anything that changes. Anything that changes means you're not looking at the essential nature. You're looking at an illusion of how this thing is appearing in this moment. It's a costume, as it were. And so the path of knowing the true self in yoga is all about stripping away the unrealness from who we believe we are, and not just who we believe we are, but what we believe the world and the universe is. When we can start seeing the temporariness, the changeability of things that we would usually use as pillars of who we are, pillars of our life, pillars of the universe, we actually can then start to get to the essence of what it truly is, its true self. So, all of us have stories from our childhood, stories about who we are. If you had to describe yourself, if you had to, introduce yourself, what you're actually introducing oftentimes are your stories. Everything that you're going to introduce, it's all temporary. Okay, you're going to say, you might talk about where you came from, you may talk about who your parents were, you may talk about what you do as a job, you may talk about, the way you look, your ethnicity, whatever it is. All of those things in yoga are seen as unreal. They are not who you are. They're not the nature, your true nature. They're not the nature of the universe, the stuff that you are. They're all temporary. Even the idea, I use the word of, the word ethnicity. And ethnicity, you'd think, well, that's permanently part of who you are, isn't it? If I'm East Indian, then I'm not going to suddenly turn out to be Spanish tomorrow. Well, actually, I apparently do have some Spanish in me, but I'm not going to turn out to be Norwegian tomorrow. But we're still talking about part of the costume of who we are. This is not my essence. When I die, which I will, the ethnicity dies as well in terms of this costume, this body, this energy goes back into another form, but it doesn't take an ethnicity with it. It doesn't take my parents, my stories, it doesn't take my job, it doesn't take any of those things. All of those things are just costumes that this entity, this energy is disguising itself as right now. So learning and seeking the true self is actually about seeing the temporariness. And, there's an intellectual process that goes on there where you go, yeah, I get it. Intellectually I get that's not who I am. But then underneath, there's this belief in it. There's this clinging to it. Partially because we go through the process of saying, well, if I am not that, then who am I? And how do I function in this world without a costume? And the truth is, we need a costume to function in the world. What we do need to do, though, is realize the costume isn't real. I am wearing clothing right now. This clothing is not part of my physicality. I can remove this clothing. I can put different clothing on. Okay? It is not part of who I am. Even from an ego viewpoint, it's not part of me. And so what we want to do is we want to start to realize those things that we take for granted as being part of you, that those things are not as well. Your stories, your background, your job, your house, your friends, how you did in your test last week. None of that is actually part of your true self. All of that is just temporary morphing experience that's occurring. It's costume. Necessary to function in this world, but not who you are. Something that actually is shed. I hope this was helpful and interesting to you, everyone. If you found it interesting, if you found it helpful, please do like the video. Please do share it with others. It's my pleasure being here with you, and I'm always here to serve you. So if there are things that you want to know more about, if you'd like me to talk more about certain things, please do put it in the comment section. I do read the comment sections. Sometimes I will get questions, especially on YouTube. I'll get some questions, and I'll even answer them there and then. And other times I will come on and do additional sutras in the the future to address those questions that are coming up. You can join us in the RDY Self-Mastery group that's attached to the Red Door Yoga Facebook page, or if you'd like some support and mentorship through all of this in terms of getting this philosophy really ingrained in your life in a very practical manner so you can live this way, please do join us in our mentorship. The mentorship program is the Masterful Path Mentorship, and it is found on themasterfulpath.com. We only open the doors twice a year, so if the doors are closed, please do join the wait list, and as soon as the doors are open, I will let you know via email. All right? Thank you, everyone, and I look forward to seeing you again online very, very soon. Namaste.